Hello and welcome to Not One Right Way, the podcast. It's me, your co-host, Melissa Manuel, she, her, and
It's me, your other co-host, Marve Yaga, they, them, theirs.
how are you, Marv?
Doing really swell. Doing really swell. The weather here in Los Angeles has been wild. I'm so glad it's no longer 90 degrees. Yay.
Yay.
Love that.
Yay.
The rain last night, wasn't expecting that.
Are you dating the podcast again?
No. Nobody said anything about a date. Oh my god.
It's just when this comes out, which is in August, this could just still apply, so.
It could still apply, honestly. The seasonality here in California, non-existent. This could also be happening in August, whatever.
Totally. But yes, I'm very happy that it is not a million degrees, at least for today, even if it goes back up tomorrow, because it's swinging, dying a little bit, but it's okay.
Yeah. How are you?
Doing okay. I went out last night on a Tuesday, school night, went out and played bingo at a bar, which was very fun. I love bingo. I can see now why old people play this game. It's it's just I don't know if this is it's like gambling, I guess, but it's great. It's a great game.
Oh.
And I won, guys. I got bingo and I won a cube. That was the prize, was just a ceramic cube.
Oh.
So, great prize, great time.
Lovely.
Good friends.
Yeah. I love bingo because it's a good, clean game, Yeah. You can get a little heated with it, but at some point it's like, that's the board you got.
Yeah.
What
It's a game of probability.
Yeah.
It was delightful. It was super fun. It was at Alma's, for all the LA locals listening.
Alma's.
Alma's in somewhere in LA. I can't remember the suburb right now. You can look up listener, but it's a lovely little bar. It's very fun. You will never find parking, but when you do and you get to go in there, they have an amazing selection of ciders and beers, which is great because I don't like beer. But yeah, are you watching anything, Marv?
I just finished watching a new documentary on Netflix called The Prosecutor. Fascinating about the inaugural prosecutor of feminicide in Mexico City, and sort of the trials and tribulations she's gone through. Really cool.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to tell me about it later.
I will tell you everything about it. I was hooked. I stayed up past my bedtime. I kept the TV on until 9:40 to finish watching this.
That's how you know it's good.
That's how you know it's good.
I want to share, I watched Julio Torres' new comedy special, Color Theories.
Yes.
And if you don't know who Julio Torres is, they're an amazing comedian and actor and writer and director. I will watch anything Julio Torres does. And their other comedy special that you introduced me to, Marv, was My Favorite Shapes, which is a great comedy special where they have do all these jokes surrounding their favorite literal shapes. And this one is kind of an evolution of that, where they talk about colors, and it's such a beautiful set, and it's them commenting on taking colors and what they mean to them, how they interpret them. Navy blue is always the oppression, it's the system that we have to adhere to, it's police, it's government, it's very navy blue. And so you just watch as they break down all these colors, and all of their work, I think, is always a commentary on what it is to be an immigrant and how hard it is to be free and how much we have to put ourselves in these boxes. So it was really beautiful. I love Julio Torres' work. So it was really fun.
Yeah. That's a good one.
But yeah, I'm so excited because you know who else has amazing work? And I love watching
colors.
Amazing colors and amazing character work. our guest today. Our guest today is a character animator, Eddy Okba. Welcome.
Yeah, hi. Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks for having me. Hi.
Welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
are
so
you
exciting
today?
to talk about that. Yeah, I'm great. Yeah,
Yeah.
coming back from actually vacation. I don't know when it's gonna be broadcast, but like, yeah, I was in vacation from France, seeing
Nice.
families and friends. It was great.
Very
That
cool.
sounds lovely. Are you watching anything right now?
Oh, I just started Jury Duty, the season 2.
Okay.
I
I've
forget
heard
like the full
much.
name, but
Yeah.
I love Jury Duty, the first one. It's
Mm.
on Amazon Prime. I loved it. I loved it so much. So yeah, I'm looking like this second season, kind
Mm.
of, which is not like a jury duty anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah,
The company
They changed the
retreat.
premise.
yes, oh yeah, it is.
I do want to watch that. I've heard good things.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, is that like the future of acting? Just like you're an actor and you don't know actually like what you're doing is so natural. It's not like everything else is like it's like mise en scène. It's fake, but like
Well,
you actually genuine in your behavior. Well, that's fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah. Something. Oh gosh, what's the movie called?
it's okay. Take your time.
What's the
What if
movie
the silent round?
called? You know the one with the and
More
the
details. The movie
and
with the people in it and the
Yeah.
cameras.
no, like the cover or not the cover, but like the
Truman
poster
Show.
Truman Show. Yes. I was gonna
Oh,
Yeah.
say
yes.
I was gonna say the white stairs with the sky, and I was like, you know the one with
Yeah.
the white stairs in the
Yeah.
sky.
Yes. Truman Show.
I will have guessed, yeah. Yeah, the Truman
Truman
Show.
Show.
We've
Yeah, yeah.
gotten there.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're all just in somebody's movie, I guess. Who's the
Yeah,
main
maybe.
character? I'm not. I'm okay being a side character. Being main character is a lot of work.
Mm, 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 mm.
Just want to be on my little side quest, you know?
Mm.
But Marv, would you like to start us off?
Yes. I gave you a little bit about my background, Eddie. I'm a social worker. A lot of the time, I'm meeting somebody for the first time, and right off the bat, it's like, hey, tell me everything about your relationship with your parents. That surely hasn't affected you, right? That's a lie. I know it has. Um, so I'm gonna hit you with a hard hitting question. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. My question for you today is hot beverage on a hot day or cold beverage on a cold day?
Oh, cold beverage on a cold day.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a soda guy. I love that. That's
What kind
my
of soda?
that's my kryptonite, yeah. So soda every day. No, I shouldn't say that. No, it's not a good advice.
Yeah, no. If you're a doctor and you're listening, you legally have to tell us and
No,
can't
this is
be
no
mean about
water,
it.
only water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all here drinking water.
Yeah,
It's true, yes.
Yeah.
water.
But favorite soda? Favorite type of soda?
Oh, Coke, Coca-Cola, yeah. Oh, like,
That's it.
very classic, yeah.
Yeah. Love a Coke. Marv?
I'm I will drink a cold beverage at any time, but I would say key to my life and experience is that I really enjoy having a hot coffee every morning, and I do not I do not change that. So even when it's 90 degrees in LA, I'm over here with my little French press, like, "Ooh, gotta make my morning cup." Um,
It's true, yes. Yeah, it's so part of my routines. I didn't think about that, but yes, it's true.
you're also a hot coffee drinker?
Yes, in the morning, especially in the morning. So yeah,
I'm also a cold beverage on a cold day, but I will also drink a cold beverage any day. I don't really like warm beverages because I want to drink them real fast.
yeah. No coffee, no matcha latte.
Not really. The only thing I drink is like a chai latte.
Okay,
That's as
Also
far as I go.
cold.
Also cold. I don't really like it hot. It's gotta be cold. But yeah, cold beverages all around. Nice and cold. I love juice, so that's again sugar, just straight sugar in my veins.
Yeah.
But
I would
yes,
say
I'm
my
here. You go first.
my cold beverage of choice would probably be an iced tea. enjoy a good iced tea.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm curious about your favorite manga.
Oh, uh, I have obviously I have several, but okay. My first love is Naruto,
Yeah.
no
Mm,
doubt. I love so much Naruto, especially at the beginning. I'm talking about the manga, not the anime. And it's so refreshing. It's so well done. The action is amazing. It gets something like very cinematic that usually in comic books, before that, it was more illustration. And, and then like the author got into really yeah, it was like looking at the movie with different angle, the fisheye angle. Now everybody is using it, but like he was the first one. So yeah, my first love is Naruto for sure. Now, like my favorite manga could be Vagabond. I
Mhm.
don't know if you know, but oh, is it like the right title? I know the title in French, but I'm not
mm,
sure. I think it's also Japanese title, but it's about like a samurai, which is not exactly a samurai, but and is made by the slam dunk author Takehiko Inoue, and I love this artist. So yeah, I grew up like reading slam dunk, which is also one of my favorite. But the way he took something very Japanese, like a Japanese legend, and he just draw a manga using brushes and like
mhm,
kind of like calligraphy style and
Mhm.
doing it, it's so perfect. So like, yeah, I will say Vagabond.
that sounds really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big manga reader, but so many of our guests love manga or have like you're in good company in the Naruto fans that we've
Yeah.
had on our show.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Naruto is so popular that it could be very childish at some point, and it's also like
Mm.
it's not very new. It's like 20 years ago it started, maybe more. But I will still say like yeah, the manga is fantastic. Yeah.
What are the main have you seen any of the show? Or have you just read the manga for Naruto?
Uh yeah, I'm kind of like snub about it. I tried to change that a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a hardcore reader. So like everything about the manga anime universe, I probably read the books, and most of the time denied the anime. So like when you're talking about One Piece anime and One Piece live action, for me it's like, oh, I can't. But
Even
but
worse.
I've heard like it's pretty good, and sometimes like the recent anime episodes like are
Mhm.
insanely good,
Mhm.
and as an animator, I'm like super interesting into like some of the fights they're doing and how they're doing it. It's like super amazing. But I think like when I grew up, like in the 2000s, like the anime was really very slow, very boring, not well drawn. Naruto is a great example of it. It's like super long, super slow. So I skipped it. And the only one I watched from the beginning till the end, and very it was very close to the manga, even slightly better, was like Attack on Titans.
Cool.
And
Mhm.
I think from the beginning until the end, like the anime is fantastic as well. So yeah,
Interesting. Great takes. I always walk away from these conversations like, I guess I just gotta watch more anime, more boy anime.
Yeah. This is true. Throughout this podcast, me and Melissa have been like, we have really ignored shonen anime completely.
Yeah.
yeah, read the books, read the mangas.
Yeah. Read the
So true.
manga.
Yeah,
It'd probably be faster because there's a lot of episodes in Naruto, and I've gotta watch so much.
yeah.
Got a lot on my plate.
I have to say, like for Naruto, for sure, like and even for One Piece, like at least the beginning, at least the 50 first volumes are way better in manga. Um, and it's talking about One Piece, like the manga is so funny. It's really funny. Yeah, every page is like full of like gags and background characters like super funny and super silly. Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
yeah. I
Good
told
to
you
know.
I was a snob about it, but I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change a little bit.
No, it's okay. I was a real snob about anime for the longest time. but like I just wouldn't watch anime. I wouldn't engage with like anime or manga. I thought it was better than it, I guess. But I'm also trying to change. I'm trying to open my heart. I just watch a lot of great anime. So
Yeah, and well, I'm passionate about manga. Sorry, like, can we talk about manga as a whole podcast? Uh,
yeah,
and we don't care
tell us
about my
more.
career. We don't care about what I'm doing. It's just manga. Manga
We're a
is the
manga
best thing.
podcast now.
But it's like comparing manga to literature. You know, it's
Mm,
like manga. It's there is so many genres and so many stuff that usually what is the most popular is like the shonen, which is like Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and yeah, I'm pretty old. Well, I'm older than probably the audience, but you know those kind of like very fighting boys getting better and better, of
mhm.
making friends. But there is so many genres about wine, about cuisine, about traveling, about like nostalgia, about romance, about everything. So like, yeah, I know usually it was just like, oh, manga is Naruto, Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, well,
Mhm.
whatever is now, but like it's so much than that. So I'm sure you can find like something that fits you, eh, most than just like teenage boys fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people make such compelling arguments for why they love teenage boys fighting, and it is really beautiful. And can't ignore
It's true.
those
It's
It's
thoughts.
true.
true. Yeah,
Everybody loves something, and I really just love to listen to people talk about what they love. So thank you for sharing.
sure.
Truly.
So I want to go deeper. I'd like to dive into your origins. Did you always know you wanted to work in animation, or was your love for manga from a young age and you're like, I'm gonna become a manga artist?
Yes, I wanted to be a manga artist, as you can tell. That was my
Yeah.
first goal, and it's still my goal, to be honest. But yeah, I always was attached to drawing and passionate about like, yeah, manga and movies, animated movies. And also, I think like I never thought about animation because like it was far from me. You know, it was just like,
Mm.
oh, I need a studio. And then when Toy Story came out, I was just like, oh, I need a computer. Oh, I need to be good at coding. You know, like it was very far. And just like reading a manga for me was just like, I just need a pen and paper and telling my stories. So I was more attached to that. And also I loved to draw. But when it's starting to be like more serious about just like, oh, what do you want to do with your life? Y- Like most of the people, I was just like a lawyer or doctor. That's what the family says to
Mhm,
you.
mhm,
But actually, my mom was pushing me because she knew like I love to draw and I I she saw that I was good at. So like she was just like, oh, you should keep doing it. And then I did like an art school in France. And then in this art school, it was like different classes. So we touched like a little bit of everything: design, architecture, perspective, anatomy, modeling. And then it was animation, obviously. And yeah, animation was kind of like a revelation. It was just like, oh, my tiny doodle ball is alive. Like it's
mhm.
moving, which was like amazing. So yeah, at some point I was having fun like doing that. And then I did like a CG school, like more on the computer. So I still had like this dream of this goal. Right now it's more dream of like, oh, I wanna make my own manga.
Mhm.
Um
Yeah.
or comic book, but also like my love for the craft of animation grew bigger and bigger. And after that, yeah, you don't plan. I didn't plan anything. It was just like, an opportunity after another. And yeah, I'm in it. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm trying to be better every day. And it's very rewarding actually as a career because like, yeah, people are interested about like what you're doing. They feeling something about like your
Mm.
work. So yeah, it's super cool. And also something maybe I will miss if I'm doing my manga is like collaborating with other people. It's so fun to work with talented people and talking the same. We are super serious and super dedicated for
Mhm.
like the silliest thing, and like that's like we're very dedicated about like something very silly and very childish, and I love that.
I wrote that down. Super serious and super dedicated for the silliest thing. And that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
I love it. I'd like to go back a little bit into the timeline, and can you talk about how you got your first opportunity? What was that like? Because you said you didn't plan anything, and that is kind of how it goes. But what was it like for you?
Yeah. So I had to do in my school. I had to do like an internship at some point. Like it was on 3 years, and the second year we had to do an internship. And I was looking around, and I found something, a tiny, tiny, tiny studio, and it was just only one animator. And this animator was struggling with deadlines and schedules.
Mhm.
And it was just like, I need somebody else, but they didn't get the budget. So, hey, interns. And so I, I was in this internship. And actually, this is where I learned the job because, like, well, this mentor, Vivian Guiraud, started everything in my career from that because, like, I was just helping him. So I was just like picking the shots I wanted to do. No deadlines, no schedule for me. He was the professional. I was just the intern. I was just here like to have fun. He gave me advice. He gave me feedback. And just like it was 2 or 3 months, but just during the summer, like I learned so much about like if I loved this job or not. And I
Mhm.
loved it. And then actually a year after, went back to school, got graduated, and I got a call, I think on Saturday or something like that. Just like, hey, it's Vivian Guiraud. I need you to be at this studio for me because like I have to leave for a week and they need somebody to replace me.
Mm.
Um, they need like having a visual, having like a very rough pass of this animation by this week, but I'm not available. Can you replace me, please? And I was like, yeah, sure. It was not my plan, but of course. And it was this studio. It was Illumination, actually.
Woof.
It was not Illumination by this time, but
Yeah.
it was the same company. And he just needed me for a week. So I got there because my former mentor got me. And then like I stayed 1 week and on Friday just like, hey, you know what? Like we'll figure it out. Like come over on next Monday. And next Monday I came back and then I stayed like 8 years there. Yeah, exactly. So that's why it was just random. It was just like that. It was just like having him just like poking at me and just like, yeah, come over. And yeah, and so they were just finishing the first Despicable Me movie. And so it was a huge success. I didn't work on that. I was in the marketing department. But then after that, like I worked on my very first movie was The Lorax. So it was the second movie of Illumination. And then all the success of those movies, like they grew big and I was just in the train following that and being with like amazing talented people and just like, learning every day. That was my chance. My chance was just like, yeah, I love sports as well. It's like
Okay.
you train with like the best of the best. At some point, like you becoming better by nature because like everybody is so talented that you have to keep up. So yeah, it was just like that. So that was insane. Yes,
Yeah.
super lucky.
That's sad. It's being at the right place at the right time
Yes.
and showing up every day and doing the work.
Yeah, and
You're right.
how can you guess that a major studio in the world will take place in Paris, in France?
Mm.
Well, like most of the time it was like in the US or in Japan. But
Mhm.
like, yeah, just at the right time, like, yeah, Illumination came to France. And in France, we have a deep culture of like image
I was gonna say,
yes, animation and
there's a great
illustration.
animation history in France.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not coming from nowhere for sure, but having this studio, this big studio like that, yeah, ah it was well, Disney had the studio in the 90s, 80s, 90s in Paris actually. So no, it was not that surprising actually. I took it back. Yeah.
When you look back on it, it's like, I guess it all makes sense, but at the
Yeah.
time,
Yes, exactly. Okay.
very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was looking I was doing my research, internet stalking, whatever we wanna call it, and I saw that your first role was a crowd animator. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
I've always wanted to talk to a crowds animator because I think that role is very interesting. Can you talk a little bit about what that means versus being a character animator?
Yeah. Versus like a crowd animator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So most of the time, uh, I cannot talk for every studio in the world and every student in the world, but like most of the time when you start animation, you'll be assigned like to crowd animation team or fixed animation team. By this
Mm,
time, I was a crowd animator. So basically, in the movie, no matter what, live action or animation, there is like the main characters, like the protagonist, like talking or having like an action, and like if it took if it takes place like in a crowded place, there is like the crowd behind. So it's just like to give the feeling like the universe you're seeing, like it's alive. So there is people living their life in the background, and they can react if this is a major catastrophe or something like that. But like, like all those people in the back. And as a crowd animator, like you animate those people. So you animate a lot of like walk cycles, people drinking coffee, chatting, but also you can make jokes. People arguing, like love drama. I had to animate that at some point. Or like somebody chasing somebody else. Like you making those tiny vignettes like in the back. The goal is not to distract from the main action, from the main camera, from the main characters, but it's also like to give life and also having fun, like of just like
Yeah.
something is happening in the background. So you learn animation, you learn like the basics of animation, arc cycles, chatting, people looking around, stuff like that. But also like, yeah, you can play a little bit. And at Illumination, like, yeah, we were very playful with the background characters.
mhm.
I invite you like to watch the
You have all the
Despicable Me
minions
and the
to play
Minions.
with.
Yes, exactly. And also, well, uh, the thing super cool at Illumination by this time was like when you were like in a crowd animator, Despicable Me movies or Minion movies. Basically, it was also you were animating like the minions, and like they are very silly, and you can do whatever you want with them. So there were no limits to that. So it was also
Mm.
very playful for that. So so yeah, you starting like that, and then after that, after a while, like you get promoted like as a character animator or first unit. Sometimes it's like first unit, second unit, kind of. But I think it's a very good school to do because this is still animation. This is not as detailed as the main characters, but this is still like the basic of pantomime and how you can tell the story without distracting the main focus. So you learn about framing, composition, timing, the same as like the main character, but like in the background. So that's super cool. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I was curious if it was, like, literally just crowds, but you're doing all these everyone who's not, main ensemble. That's very
Yeah,
interesting.
it could be. I'm not sure now, and also like different studios using different techniques, and also it depends. Like if you have a crowd, like you are like in a concert, for example, like you
Mhm.
have literally a crowd, so it could be very technical. It could be not you're not animating every single person, but you can animate like now we can call in like main crowd characters, and the rest is like simulated or like applying a cycle, for example,
Mhm.
like applause, cheering, jumping. But it could be also, yeah, walking on the street and somebody is taking their dog out or stuff like that, and they're arguing about like who find money on the street. That's mine, no, that's yours. Like you can have fun with this tiny little vignettes in the back, and it's super cool. Yeah.
That's interesting. Is there a particular story that you like to tell in these vignettes? Like, is there one that you maybe, like, return to or, like, what would be super cool in this scene?
Oh yeah, in Despicable Me 2, there is the anti-villain league, the AVL. And at some point, like the anti-villain league is kidnapping Gru for him to be an agent for them. And they're going into like this submarine, secret submarine. And we animated like all the agents in the submarine. And yeah, we were doing like tiny, funny little vignette where they were just like, I don't know how is it called, but like like the way we kiss on the cheek to say
Mhm.
hi in France, like
Yeah.
those kind of
Mhm.
stuff. Like they were playing cards, or they were, like those kind of stuff. And we put a lot of effort on that. And we were like super happy about like all the tiny vignettes. It's like a wide shot of like the first time, like the submarine, and like you see everybody. And then the lighting came, and everything is dark, and we can't see anything.
No.
That's so
That's so
tragic.
sad.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't wait to go back and watch that scene. Just kidding.
Yeah, you can watch it, but now you won't see anything. You
It's
you barely see it's alive, but yeah, every detail and every stuff, like we put, like, yeah, it's all dark. It's also the I guess,
story needed it, I guess.
yeah, for the sake of the storytelling and stuff like that. So it's okay. But yeah, especially when you're a young animator, and like you put so much effort in it, and this is probably your only great work for now, and like everything is dark. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but for people watching, they can know now, like, a behind the scenes director's cut, like, there's
Yeah.
so much going on in this scene
Yeah.
that they don't even know, you know? It's special.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it.
There is
Um,
also like I did okay. So this is a mistake. This is my
Yeah.
mistake. Okay, I'm sharing that for you with you. But
wow.
in same in Despicable Me Too, I had to animate all the minions being kidnapped by a ice cream truck.
Mhm.
So like they all coming gelato, yes, and then like the ice cream truck is turning into a robot and just like gather them, just like took them out. And there is one minions. Okay, so in animation, sometimes we don't animate what's not on screen. So, for example, if you're seeing me sitting down and you just see my upper body, my lower body, my legs, I won't animate that because, like,
Makes sense.
you know.
Save time.
Uh, and then at some point, like, I had a minion. It was cut like at the chest, and it was just running, but I didn't animate the legs. But then, because I had so much, I was a rookie, so, but also like, I was out of time. There was so many minions.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find
So many
excuses,
minions.
but hey,
We hear you.
but we can see him like running, but without
Mhm.
the legs, and the legs stays in place. So like you can see the legs like stretching. But it was okay. It was okay from my end, from my end, like
Yeah,
you can see everything worked fine. The camera is not captured that. But then the camera team, the layout team, did a pass to make it like more dynamic, and they moved the camera, like a little bit around, and now you can see clearly like the legs are stretching and they are not moving at all while the minion is running, and
perfect.
it's in the movie.
Hey, I think that's amazing. It's a
That's
special treat
great.
if you're
Yeah,
paying
it's
attention.
it's in the movie, and I think I noticed that when I was at Illumination, but I think I couldn't say anything because I spent so much time on it. I didn't want to bother anybody. I didn't want to say like, "Oh, I made a mistake." So I was just like, somebody else is gonna notice it.
Right,
Surely.
like a lead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was just like, "Oh, somebody else is gonna say something," and And no, like he went out and now it's in the movie, and well, that's
It's sillier
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The
We can say that.
seriousness and the silliness, it's where
Yeah.
it should be.
Sounds meant to be. It's your, like, signature on the movie, you know? Never forget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's my example now to say, yeah, yeah. That's
It's okay to
that's
make
my debut, yeah.
I love it. I was curious about how you work as an animator. I know some people, when they're character animators, they act out their scenes and record themselves. Is that something you do as well?
Yes. Yes, yes, I'm doing that, yeah. Yeah, I came to animation from, like, a drawing background, wanted to be, like, a manga artist, but so I drew a lot and I tried to keep drawing, but also, like so I have a sensibility to like composition and strong pose and silhouettes
Mhm.
and all the stuff like observation, all the stuff like drawing can teach you, even if per se I'm not drawing every day.
Mhm.
But also I found like using video references, so like when you act it out or you gather like clips from other movies and stuff. Yeah, it's really cool because you can push the animation. You can It's not just like you illustrate an emotion or something like that. You can like really act and having this amount of detail to even convey like a better emotion. So yeah, I'm doing that a lot. But also like this is not exactly motion capture. This is not like I'm
Not in mocaps.
filming myself and just like trying to copy that. There is still a translation, there's still like something to put into it. So it's more like there is some tiny mimics or tiny hand gestures like I will do, and that I'm just like, oh, that's interesting if I'm putting that in my animation. A colleague of mine like told me like, yeah, you can have the same video reference for 5 different animators, you'll get 5 different animations. So
Mhm.
it's not really just like copying what you're doing. It's really like how you translate that like into animation.
Yeah.
And also most of the time, like I can act like joy or sadness or anxiety from Inside Out too, but I'm not them. So like it's gonna be hard for me like to act like them. I can pretend to be a beaver, but it's not gonna work. So like there is like pros and cons, but there is like also like a pick and choose what you're doing with the video references. Yes, but this is definitely like a tool that I think everybody is using. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the scene from Sing where Johnny sings "I'm Still Standing," and I saw that clip where you animated that sequence, so I was wondering, it's like, were you jamming out on the piano to prepare for that sequence?
Actually, on this one, no,
Okay.
I was not referencing myself. Actually, I think I did. I think I acted out at my desk, but I don't think I get like a footage of me doing it. It was yeah, this scene, yeah, I love this scene. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah,
That's that,
I
like, I was just watching the clip again, and then that scene always kinda makes me emotional because there's something about the posing and the facial that's just so striking. I love it. It's very
oh,
well
thank
done.
you. Yeah, yeah, I love this scene. I love doing it. I love watching it. I think it's one of my best work to be honest. So like, I love this scene. So
Wow.
thank you so much for that. Yeah, I at this time of the production, I think yeah, it's about like him thinking singing for his father who was in jail, and he was just like bad relationship with his father, and actually this father like escapes the jail to see him singing, and I think like I just wanted like to give it all. So I was yeah, pushing the poses. Actually, I think I did a pass on this one. It worked well, but then when I got approved, like couple of weeks later, like the soups and the leads came back and says like, I think you can push it even more,
Wow.
and like you should push it, and this is what you see now like on the movie, but like it was basically exactly the same, but it was more punchy, like every movement was like a little bit broader. And I think yeah, it worked way better this way because like this is like kind of climax of of this character arc
Mhm.
of just like yeah, I'm still standing and is singing and is closing the eyes and being like super intense. So yeah, for this one actually no, I didn't recall myself. I was just acting out and just like trying to find the pose. But basically it's just well, it's just one pose. Like is on one pose is singing and he's just like very intense. And then on the other one is like, oh, I do have like footage of like the pianist playing
Mhm.
actually. So I referenced like exactly what he was doing for the sake of being precise. But yeah, the rest it was just like pushing the pushing the drawing basically, like having one strong pose for each shot and trying to push that. Yeah,
Oh, comes out great. Everyone should go watch it.
Everyone
It's
should
really
go
good.
watch it.
I know Sing came out a while ago, but if you haven't seen Sing, it's good.
It's
Sing
so
is amazing.
delightful.
Yeah, I love Sing. Yeah,
Yeah. And then moving on to Spider-Verse after
Mm,
Illumination, what was that like leaving kind of the home you had for a while that taught you?
mm,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny because like when I was in France recently, I went back like visiting Illumination and my old friends, and yeah, if it felt like yeah, I was back home and just like oh yeah, seeing all my former colleagues and stuff like that. But so yeah, I learned everything at Illumination for 8 years. I I built like strong relationships with everybody there. Some of my best friends are from Illumination. But I think for me and for my wife and I, it was the time like to move. My wife had like a very successful experience like abroad, France. She was studying in Italy, and she loved it. And also, my dream was always Pixar. Uh,
mhm.
but I couldn't even express it. I was just like, oh, a big studio. And also, I wouldn't mind like DreamWorks, Disney, or Sony. I was just like, yeah, I just want to see something else. And also having this out of France experience in a big studio. And I reach out to all the studios, and Sony got back to me, and they interviewed me twice. One for like a Yeti movie, super cool.
Wow.
Like the interview went super well, but it was more just like, are we doing like this slapstick animation, kind of like Warner Bros. Anna Barbera animation? So, and the second one was like for like a reboot of a Spider-Man movie, which was like something
Could it
we've
be?
never done before, but I cannot
Yeah,
show you anything.
Mhm.
yeah.
To be honest, they all saying that. They all saying like, "Are we doing something like we can n- not seen before?" But I don't know. I thought like the passion of the supervisor during the interview, and I think like we clicked. And also, yeah, it was like something because by this time, like having a reboot of the Spider-Man, it was not that obvious. It was just like Tom Holland Spider-Man starting to be bigger. It was like, are they doing another one? Are they doing an animation one? Like like why?
Mm,
Um,
I was being a snob about it at the time. I remember seeing the first trailer and I was like, "Another Spider-Man movie?" And now and
see,
then
yeah, exactly.
and then I
Yeah,
tried
some
it.
people like forget it because now it's obvious, but like by this time it was not that obvious of doing that. But hey, I wanted to have this experience. I knew Sony from like Surf's Up, Hotel Transylvania, Cloudy with the Chance of Meatball, and I knew like they pushing the boundaries of CG animation all the time. And it was
Mm.
also like a great experience, like going. It was in Canada, in Vancouver, so it was like also an English world. So I was also just like, oh yeah, it will be a very good experience for me to go there and also for my wife, just like seeing another country. And yeah, it was like a 9 months contract, and we stayed like 6 years. It's always
Again,
like a tiny,
just
yeah,
getting extended.
exactly.
yeah,
But
1
I,
week and then 8 years, 9
yeah,
months and then 6 years.
but yeah, at some point, like they were just like, oh, the interviews went well. Like, do you have a preference of any project? To be honest, like both of the project was interesting. So I was that was not my point was just like to see something different. It was
Mhm.
not to work on a project,
Yeah.
but I was just like, hey, I don't know. I got a bitter feeling with Spider-Man reboot.
Connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and also like, yeah, hey, why not? It's sounds interesting what they're trying to do. And then it was like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, and like I did not expect that it was that good. To be honest, uh,
Yeah.
yes,
I
because
I mean,
even working on the movie, I thought, well, from the beginning, the visual was stunning from the beginning, like everything they've done. But the idea of like being like a little bit on twos, do you know like animation on twos? So
I
usually
do,
animation,
but you
yeah,
can share
yeah,
for this.
animation is like 24 frames per second. Movies in general, movies in theaters, they are 24 images per second. But you can animate on twos, means like you only animate 12 images and you repeat twice each image. So
Okay.
it gives like this, how you call it, like how you call it, like a very,
It's like a different
it's not
movement
smooth.
speed.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're watching the beginning of Spider-Verse, they're moving like it's a little clunkier, like kind of choppy, and then this
Yes.
idea that when he becoming Spider-Man, it's smoother. It's like suddenly you're moving 24 frames per second, like it's a full speed versus like almost a stop motion looking
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
appearance is the two frames.
And it's very like graphic, like graphic novel, comic book
Mhm.
Yeah.
aesthetic. So even that at the beginning was not the case. It was like super smooth, and then like they made the decision to do that. So even from the beginning, it was not just like, oh, we're doing this movie like that. It was just like, what about? What about? Can we do that? Oh, we
Mhm.
should. Oh, maybe. And like along the way. So the visuals were amazing. The story was great, but I think when I see the final editing, everything came together. Everything. I do remember like we went to like the team premiere and with my wife, and she's not like a superhero fan, so she was just like, "Oh yeah, a Spider-Man movie, okay." And
Because you
Well, the
worked on
reboot.
it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And it was just like, "Oh yeah, well, okay, yeah." And at the end of the screening, we were just like, "This is amazing." The music, the editing, they switched
Mm.
few sequences here and there. They added like, yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, I love this movie so much. But when I before going to this movie and working on this movie, I had no idea it will be that.
Yeah. You got the opportunity to work on something very cool, but nobody knows until you're on the other side.
Yeah, and also like this is kind of like, to be honest, every project,
Mhm.
because like you don't know, like, well, I didn't work on the first Despicable Me movie, but like you don't know if it's gonna be a success or not. It could be like another movie just came out and just like vanished. I remember like one of my mentor at Illumination, like on Despicable Me 2, when it was a huge success, almost 1 billion at the box office, almost. He says like, "Oh yeah, you should enjoy because like maybe you won't have the chance in your career to work on those type of movie again." And he was right. Like that was just like, wow, that's amazing to have such a success and being part of such a success,
Mhm.
um, because you don't know for yet. And and yeah, speaking of like, I'm moving a little bit forward, but like when I came to Pixar and working on Lightyear, I thought it will be a success. I thought it will be like a groundbreaking movie,
Mm.
and it was not, So, but you still pulling like the same effort and the same hopes in every movie, but s- you never know. Really, you don't know.
Lightyear was the first film you worked on at Pixar, right?
Yes,
How was that? Because Pixar was the dream. What was that
Mhm.
transition for you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Pixar was a dream, and at some point, it was almost like unreachable, and I was almost like giving up on that dream, and I was just like accepting, just like, hey, you know what, like maybe it's not for me, maybe there's like other plans for me, and you know what, I'm still enjoying my career. I'm still enjoying what I'm doing, and I was more like, yeah, this is it. Like sometimes maybe fate has different plan for you. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll still be a fan and I'll enjoy it. But and then they came back asking me for an interview, and I got hired to help on Lightyear. And again, it was just like few months contract, extended, and then oh yeah, they hired me like during the pandemic, so I was in Canada. I was
Mhm.
remote for a while, for a year. I was remote, and then like they made me move in California. So yeah, I was just accepting like, oh yeah, this is not for me, and finally, yeah, this is it, and it was great, like seeing all my idols and all the legends there, and yeah, I remember like I was geeking about like all the animators there, and one of them was Victor Navon, and one of my first mentor at Pixar was, hey, Eddie, this is Victor. He's gonna be your mentor. Victor Navon? Wow. And it took me like 15 years before, when I was a student at my mom's place, and reading Victor's blog about animation and stuff like that. And I was just
Wow.
like, wow, this is amazing. I've met people working on, when I was a kid, I was crazy about the movie Balto, about like a half dog,
Mhm.
half wolf. And
Alto's a
I've met
perfect
people like
film.
working on it. Yeah. And there's
That's so cool.
some of my colleagues are worked on it, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is amazing. Not even mentioning like people work on Ratatouille, Wall-E, Incredibles, Finding Nemo, and all the Toy Story, but just like randomly some stuff like, oh, you worked on Balto? Wow. I was obsessed with it when I was a kid, you know?
That's so
So
cool. Do
yeah,
you
so
work
it
with
was, yeah.
Patrick Lynn? Have you worked with Patrick Lynn at
Patrick
Pixar?
Glenn? No.
Yeah, he's a layout person, so we've talked to him, and he's
Oh yeah?
meeting
Oh,
him felt like meeting a superstar because he worked on
Yeah.
all the like, everything at Pixar.
that's crazy. Yeah, I need to meet him now. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go find him at the office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him we sent you, and we're still huge fans.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he taught us all about layout at Pixar, and it was very exciting.
Yeah, the layout at Pixar is amazing. Yeah, they're really like filmmakers. They're
Yeah,
not just like
that's
handling, yeah. And we're working closely with layouts animation, because like, yeah, all my work is based on the layout and storyboard. So like I'm
Mm.
referring to the storyboard and the layout, and most of the time like the layout is translating drawings into like a CG world. Then I can animate after that, and it's like, when the layout, sometimes the layout is on on hoppers. So I get like the layout and the storyboard, and I get the layout, and then like I'm making like a first pass on the animation, and then I'm looking at my first pass, and I'm like, I was better in layout. So I go back to the intention of layout, because
yeah,
sometimes the layout is so good that I'm just like, yeah, this is gold for us. Like this is just like, yeah, we adding a little bit of spice, and that's it. Like yeah.
that's very cool. Yeah. I have to ask because I think, the 3rd person we've
Third
talked to
person.
who's worked on Win or Lose,
Oh yeah.
and
Okay.
we're huge Win or Lose fans. It's our
Yeah.
favorite. What was your experience on Win or Lose? What did you do?
It was amazing working on it. I worked, basically I touched every episode except
Mhm.
two, I think, except Frank and Vanessa. I didn't work on those.
Okay.
Okay.
Um because I think like they were the very first episode to be made, and I was still on Lightyear. Um
Mhm.
but I think Ali Sajjani was like one of the first animators on the show. He was like a huge inspiration on this show. Like his work is stellar. He won an Annie for that, so yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Ali.
Oh yeah. And so yeah, so it was super interesting, because like it was very fast animation and very stylized animation, which was kind of like not what I'm doing in my career. my career
Mhm.
was like Illumination and Sony and Pixar, which is like very polished animation, very smooth, except for Spider-Verse, but very
Yeah.
smooth animation. And this one was like on purpose, like very like fast and stylized and strong poses and exaggeration. So yeah, it was refreshing to do that, and then yeah, studying like a lot of anime for that. Obviously, this is where like I've been less snob. I was like, oh, actually, there's cool stuff in anime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess people are right.
yeah,
That's very
exactly. Okay, yeah, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. Yeah,
yeah,
let me geek out like frame by frame. Well, yeah, this is amazing.
it's really cool.
Uh,
Was there any specific references you drew from anime? Anything you wanna share?
on Win and Lose, not too much.
Mhm.
It not too much, but like on Spider Verse, yes, because I did like an action kind of like scene, and I referenced like One Punch Man.
Mhm.
So I did this shot of Miles Morales kind of like freaking out because like the his power starting like to grow, and he's running in the street. He's running in New York, and one of the cab is just like hitting him, and he's just like jumping over the cab and land like on his feet, and everybody is clapping, just like, oh wow, yeah, and he's just freaking out because like he didn't do that on purpose. Once he's like in the air, is like doing kind of like a salto kind of figure, and he's landing, and it's very inspired by One Punch Man at some point. Like I forgot, I think it's season one, but one of the Saitama, I think the main character is fighting like a bunch of demons and is jumping into the air, and this is inspired by that. Yeah,
Mm, cool.
I love that shot. It's very fun. I love
thanks.
so many. I saw your other one where he's stealing the computer and goes under Doc Ock, like just slides under and you just pan up to her. I love
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
That's a very
Yeah,
fun
thanks.
one.
Yeah. Well, that's a cool layout shot actually. That's the layout is so
Mhm.
it's the POV of Miles Morales, so like the layout is making the most motion. But yeah, that's super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We could talk about all your projects and I'm sure so many stories, but I will take us to the last portion, which is advice. Do you have any advice for other people who'd love to be a character animator?
That's a tough one, especially now because like the industry is changing so much. Even I don't know what the future is gonna be.
Mhm.
I still see high value to drawing. I'm Even with everything happening with the AI and stuff like that, I still think like drawing is not just like making pretty pictures or pretty drawings. It's more like just like everything that drawing will teach you. And it will teach you observation. It's not the same like as looking at your glass of water on the table or at your phone and saying like, yeah, I know exactly how it is. And just like trying to draw it, you will find so much more just trying to draw to copy that. And if you're doing that with like so many stuff you love, done that with Naruto, for example, but like copying Naruto pages and not necessarily like to be as accurate or as beautiful, but just like to understand why that pleased me, you will understand and you will learn about like observations, composition, framing, silhouette, poses, anatomy, caricature, how you can like I think Pete Docter was saying that is the chief creative officer at Pixar and also like the director of Monsters Inc., Up, Soul, Inside Out. He loves caricature because he loves animation because it's a caricature, but not in sense of like caricature, just like, oh, you have a big nose and I'm making you a big nose or a big chin.
Mhm.
It's just like caricature of just the essence of like something, and you take out every details and you just keep what matters. And I think animation is that. And when you draw, you can go looking for like for this caricature. So I still see like a value of drawing, And after that, like, well, I had to talk online about 3 keys to rewarding careers. And I think it does apply to anything, but and it's not from me, it's from like a supervisor I work with, Wes Mendel. And he says like, yeah, you need to be passionate because like I'm working frame by frame. I'm working it's not a hard work per se, but it's just like after 10 years, 8 years at Illumination, I've done 10 minutes of animation.
Yeah.
So like all those nights, all those weekends, all those work for 10 minutes. So you have to love it, you know, like and I'm sure like you know that with the podcast of just like the hard work you're doing, everything for that. And even if it doesn't pay out, like you have to love it while you're doing it. So you have to be passionate. You have to work hard because like let's be real, this is like a competitive industry. You know,
Mhm.
like very lucky to be on the credits for the Lorax. I was just like that was my goal, be on the credits. And then like I can make a living of that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And now I can work like for the best studio for me. So like very lucky. And I know like a lot of people won't make it, for example. You know, like if you look back at people at school or your comrades, some people they give up, they don't make it, whatever. So like yeah, this is artistic. You know, like it's being an athlete. Like not nobody will play in NBA. So so you have to work hard. And at the end is like the third key ingredient is like opportunity. And opportunity is like it could be lottery, it could be luck, but at some point it's also like moving forward and trying to trying to find something like that make you keep going or make you like improve and not just like being static. So yeah, passion, hard work, and opportunity.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your story. I feel like you've outlined pretty clearly the passion, hard work, and opportunities that have made your career.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been
And
so fun.
and returning to our earlier point, I think you're a pretty good candidate for being a main character.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we're
You
just the
think
side
so? Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah,
the
yeah.
main character. That was our conversation with Eddie.
It's just like every time it's like, what the like a superstar again?
I don't know how we do it.
I don't know how we do
It's
it.
just really good. You know, when Eddie was saying, like, the mentor they got paired up with at Pixar, they were like, "I
Mhm.
can't believe this is happening to me." That was me in this conversation. Like, "Wow, I can't believe I'm meeting you. You're amazing."
Yeah, yeah.
Super fun. Great advice. Super
I'm gonna
serious
edit
and super
out.
dedicated.
I wanna edit this out, but I have to make a statement. It's just like I can't unthink it. Balto is a fuckable character, you know?
Well, now you have to leave this in. You legally
I
can't
simply will
edit
not.
this
I
out.
simply will not.
I'll put it back in because you know I have final edit say, "This is staying in. You're welcome, listeners." Balto's like the blueprint for how we got the bad wolf in Bad Guys and the fox
Uh,
in, Zootopia. Like, Balto
mm,
the animators knew it like, the concept designers knew what they were doing, you know? They put Balto on the
yeah,
one where, like, "Let's achieve that,"
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I can't believe you made me say that.
I didn't make you say anything. You were like, "Let's pause so that I can say this." That was all you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, very funny.
But yeah, definitely a blueprint for fuckable animated animal.
Yep. I'm gonna quote that for this episode, put it in the show notes. Anyway,
Anyway,
that was a great time. Thank you, Eddie, for coming on our show, and everyone, if you this comes out in, like, what? August? You've already seen Hoppers. tell everyone how good of a job Eddie did on Hoppers,
Mhm.
and how good he did on Sing and Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great work.
Yeah. Great work.
And if you can freeze frame the shot from Despicable Me 2 where the minions with the legs are stretching,
Yeah.
extra bonus points for you.
Extra bonus points, A++.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can find Despicable Me 2, but I will find it so I can see this minion's leg stretching.
I know. I I wanna see it so bad. Go to the Red Box, rent it.
The red box?
Yeah, the Red Box, you know? I don't think those are still a thing.
I don't think they're gonna sponsor us.
You don't think the failing business of Redbox is gonna sponsor us?
Yeah.
If only. If anyone wants to sponsor us, you can email us at notoneright.pod@gmail.com. You could also email
Really
us with your thoughts,
yeah.
comments.
Thoughts, comments, love notes, picture of the minion that's legs are stretching.
Yeah, we'd love some fan mail or neutral mail. That's fine too. But yeah, tell your friends to listen, leave a comment, leave a review on Apple Pod, and Marve edits the podcast. Our cover art is by Les. And remember,
There's
not right
way
to go from a 1 week contract to an 8 year job.
there's not one right way to say, "Hey, I think I'm gonna work on this reboot of Spider-Man," and then actually be blown away by what you worked on.
Hmm. And there's not one right way to love manga and be inspired by it every day.
So true.
And don't forget to be super serious and super dedicated for the silliest thing.
Yes. As should be all.
Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Adios.